This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Eastern. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC only. But before we get into the map, this video is brought to you by E-Man Hoover. Thank you for being a farm baron. So I have to say, the first time that I loaded this map up to take a look at it before recording this video, my first reaction was, holy sh*. This map is crazy. This is a 4X map, and oh my gosh, it is definitely a huge map. Let's get into the description. Welcome to Eastern. This is a map with mapped terrain 1-to-1 from Central Europe. Basically means that this is, as near as possible, an exact replication of a real area in Central Europe. Scale and everything. The map has an amazing and unique atmosphere of a small and medium-sized farms with the possibility of expansion. The map is a 4X map. The map includes, and this is a long list, full compatibility with seasons, so it does indeed have a seasons mask. Full compatibility with MAIZE Plus and all of the various MAIZE Plus accumulatory. Multi-terrain angle. Precision farming support, so this map does indeed have a custom soil map. 11 playable farms. 329 fields. That's right, 329 fields. New crops include clover, alfalfa, rye, triticale, cabbage, carrots, seed grass, grain grass, and pasture grass. So this map is indeed multi-fruit. For all of you, I have to play on multi-fruit maps. This one will work. Animated doors and lamps. New sounds on the map. New crop textures. New field and land textures. Modified traffic. Gas stations at local farms. A biogas plant. Sawmill. 2 grain sell points. Purchase of beets, potatoes, carrots, and cabbage. The purchase of straw, eggs, and milk. Free water and lime. You have your starting machinery, large and small forests. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. This is going to be one crazy video. So let's go ahead and pick the mods that we typically use when we take a look at these maps. Got Eastern. Now, I do not have MAIZE Plus selected. There are no mods listed in the required mods section. The map says it's MAIZE Plus compatible, so you could indeed use MAIZE Plus with it, but you don't have to necessarily have MAIZE Plus activated. And for this video, we're not going to activate MAIZE Plus just to prove that you don't need it to play on this map. Let's go ahead and load on in. Okay, this map is crazy. There is a ton to load in. This is going to take a little bit of time. I will say, while this is loading up, I did load this map up in Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. And in both of those play modes, you start out with owning no fields. All of the starting equipment is still in place. All of the farms are still in place. So all of the land needs to be purchased if you do in those modes. But all the buildings are permanently built into the map. There is farm equipment scattered all over the map. All of that is the same in all play modes. Like I said, this is taking a long time to load in because there is a ton of stuff. And we are finally ready to load on in. So I would say, as typical with lots of these Eastern European maps, I'll call them Polish maps, we load in at what looks like a bus stop. Here we are. We just got off the bus on the main road. And let's go ahead and take a look at that PDA. Again, I take you back to the first words I said when I loaded this map up. Uh-huh. I'm sure some of you have probably iterated those words right now. Let's zoom this map out. And I mean, when you look at this PDA, okay, so the light area is the playable area, and then all the dark area is out of bounds. And for some reason, you got to think, man, you got all this effort, you might as well just make the whole thing the play area, right? Oh my gosh, I'm glad he didn't. Because if we zoom in, look at all these farms. There are 11 farms on this road. And the road's only a part of the map. I mean, the road continues on here. If he did this whole map as playable area, there could be 25 to 30 playable farms. There could be 500 fields. This is insane. Crazy talk. Okay, let's go back here. Let's take a look at the lands and we'll see what we start out at the start. So we do start out owning basically 3 fields here. 82, 182, 184, and 183. We do have a sleep trigger there, and that is a sleep trigger we can get rid of. But let's take a look at some of these other plots of land. So we have big fields like here, 43 acres for $613,000. Then we have little fields. We have little narrow strips like this one, 6 acres for $86,000. Got one for 9 acres for $262,000. Area 34, which appears to be mostly forest, $44,000. $71,000 for 49. We do have a biogas plant that we can buy down here for $51,800. We also have some forests we can purchase, $337,000, etc. So we do have all of our standard crops available to us here on Farm Sim 19, as well as rye, triticale, alfalfa, clover, field grass, horse grass, pasture grass, carrots, and cabbage. Let's go ahead and take a look at that custom soil map. So here we have the custom soil map. You can see we've got swaths of silty clay to the north, east, west, and south. Big chunk of sandy loam and loamy sand here in the middle, and then loam kind of all around. We have 2 main grain sell points. We also have 2 sell points for our root crops. We can have 1 single sell point for our eggs, 1 sell point for our milk. We do have a sell point for cotton and wool. We have a sell point for our wood chips, and then we do have a sell point for silage, hay, straw, and grass if we do not own the biogas plant. And we'll move on to some of our various MAIZE Plus crops here, our various alfalfa grasses, alfalfa silage, etc., clover grass, clover silage, horse grass. Then we have our carrots, pasture grass. We have our rye and triticale and our cabbage. And then if we do have straw harvest enabled, the same area that will take our silage, hay, straw, and grass will also take our pellets. We start with a pretty modest list of starting equipment given the number of fields. And all of this equipment is scattered all over the map. Now it's all new. None of it is leased, all well maintained. We have no animals at the start, even though there are, gosh, it doesn't say, but there are a ton of animal pens. I think there are 11 animal pens also on this map. And then we do have contracts available. So let's take a look at this starting equipment again. This starting equipment is scattered from here and yonder. Deep breath. So the Massey Ferguson 4610, the Fendt Fabric 511C, the Valtra A104, the Fiat 1300 DT. So our tractors range in horsepower from 100 horsepower to 150. We have two harvesters with the TX32 from New Holland and the Bison Super Z056. We have then paired up with the Z056H header for the Bison and the TX32 header for the New Holland. We have a pair of trailers in the HW80 and the SEK 802. Move on to the Salford plow and the Polymag 300 cultivator, the Amazon D830 seeder, the Kuhn Deltas sprayer, Farm Tech manure spreader. We've got the Novacat front mower, we've got a round baler, and we have our sleep trigger in the boots. Now, just like other maps that are prepared for MAIZE Plus, we do have some custom mods built into the map. Under mowers, we have various mowers that are set up to be mower conditioners. There's the Krone Big M. We also have under baling technology, stuff set up to handle our different bale types in the clover and alfalfa. Under potato technology, I believe, we do have carrot harvesters. Usually there's onions involved there too. That's why I said and. Now, I didn't look earlier. All right, here we go. So we have a Homer header and we have the rooster set up for our cabbages. So we have the Veritron also set up for our carrots. Okay. Then under placeables, you're going to find that we do not have any custom animal pens. Pretty much don't have anything custom other than the ability to put down and sell our sleep trigger. Wow. That's insane. Truly is insane. All right, let's take a look here. Let's zoom on in here and see where we are and just kind of move around. So right south of us, we have the farm shop. We have a water trigger. And then just to the north of us, we have our farmhouse and our starting farm. We've got a farm silo there, and we have a cow pasture. Now, if I just tab, okay, let's just tab around to various vehicles. And keep an eye out on where we are. So we're down there by field 319. Now we're up by field 171. Now we're by field 186. And we're up by field 321. Now we're back down to 318. South of 319. And then we're back at 319. Alright, so this is going to be kind of where our starting farm is. So here we have our sleep trigger. Here at the starting farm. Nice lit up, ready to rock and roll. So we have our entrance here, and then a rather classy estate right next door. So obviously, while this is set up with a 4X map, it's set up to play multiple players. You can have this map, loaded out with 8 unique farms, all using small to medium equipment, all basically farms, all up and down this main drag here. And I think it would be a pretty lively map to play because of the close proximity of all the farms. So I'm not a giant fan of this particular cow area. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So we have 40 cows. Let's go ahead and get our brown cows. How now, brown cow? And we open this on up, and we have static cows in here. We do have our water trough in here. In fact, we have all our triggers in here. So we have our water trough, food trough, and straw trigger in here. So the pipes are because we load up with the animal pen extension mod. We load this up, 1, to help us find the water trigger, 2, to help us see if the map happens to include custom support for this. So all of our triggers are in here. We have our static cows, and we have our milk trigger right outside the main door. Again, the Lily milk machine is a derivative of the animal pen extension mod. It helps us, 1, locate where the milk trigger is, and 2, if we are playing with this particular mod, we can basically have automatic milk sales. All we gotta do is basically place this somewhere else, and then we can walk up to it and have a virtual driver come and get our milk. All right, let's move out of there. We got too many flies flying around. So we have our farm silo right here. So we have our dump point and our fill trigger right there. And then we have a workshop trigger. Our vent clover is there. So at this farm, we basically have a trailer and a tractor and one of our cow areas. There's a total of 3 cow areas on the map. We have a horse pen. I know we have at least 1 or 2 pig pens and a wide assortment of chicken coops. So with that being basically the tour of the main farm, let's go ahead and get set up for that fly around. We'll do a fly around and take a closer look at all of the areas by heading back to the shop and driving up and down this main drag. Let's give ourselves just a little bit of altitude here. Pull up the big PDA. And I guess we'll just do our obligatory 360. Okay. So now we are looking at all of the various playable fields here. We have long, narrow fields. A lot of them could probably be fairly easily merged. But kind of this is the idea of, Eastern European farming, Polish farming. What we typically associate this with long, narrow fields. Look at the rolling terrain across those bands of fields. And then below us, we basically have probably 8 player farms right in front of us, off in the distance. And then here we have some of the bigger fields on the other side of that tree line, and then we're back around the main road drag here, and there's a few more farms up the street. So we're going to cover all of the farms, or as many of the farms as we can locate in our drive around. But we've got one coming up here. That is, I believe, a chicken farm as well. No, sorry, this is another cow farm because I can see the milk trigger down there. We also have a farm silo there. Here I believe we have possibly a pig farm and a chicken farm. Again, we're going to take a closer look at all of these. I did a bit of reconnaissance earlier, but man, there's so much to keep in my head. I'm bound to have forgotten most of it before we get to it. Now, we do have power lines coming through the fields here and through other areas of this map. Those power lines are indeed collisions. And we pretty much now have hit the player boundary on this particular map. Let's double on back. So most, if not all of the action is down this road and around the corner. But then the rest of the map is basically fields. A lot of everything is really highly concentrated right up and down this main drag, as I have already alluded. That's why I think this would be a very, very lively multiplayer map, because you can have 8 players, which is the max in PC multiplayer. You can have 8 unique farms. So you can have 8 unique farms with multiple players per farm if you wanted. Owning land, all working up and down this main drag, and then going off and and having your fields left and right and around the corners. We're passing multiple farms, multiple chickens, multiple silo triggers. Coming down here to the corner where we're going to have the biogas plant. And then the road is going to spur off to the right, and basically we're going to have a few more triggers up the right side. There we have the biogas plant. Now, everything to our left is basically non-playable area. Everything to our right is indeed still playable area. And we're coming up here to the animal dealer. The animal dealer is right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the opportunity to kind of buy some of these animals here as opposed to all the various farms, because I know there's at least one cow pasture that I cannot find the buy trigger for. I've got a guess as to where the food trough and the straw trigger is, but I don't even see them. I just have to guess. I think I know where they are. So we have a cow pasture, chicken coop, pig enclosure, another cow pasture, another cow pasture, another chicken coop, 3 chicken coops, 2 pig enclosures, horse paddock, 4 chicken coops, 5 chicken coops, and back to our cow pasture. So we've already got our brown cow for pasture 1. We'll get a white chicken for that area. Let's go ahead and get a pink pig for that area. Get a white and brown cow for number 4. Number 5, we'll get a black cow. And we'll get a black chicken. Brown chicken. White pig. Gray horse. Rooster. And another black chicken. Alright, so now we've got our chickens, our cows, our horses, our pigs, and all. And then we have another sell point right here. Go ahead and kind of double back then to the main. Well, no, we're not going to go to the main farm. We're going to double back to the shop. So here we are, kind of on the eastern fringe, if you will, of the playable area. We got a few more fields off this way, and then the playable area wraps around this forest a little bit. Extends all the way over there. And extends all the way over there. Like I said, this is just insane. Insane. And then this is one. This is one field. Let's do this. Let's back up to the end of this field. And we'll go the entire length of the field. Okay, so here the field ends. I don't even know what field we're at. This is field one. No, this is field 180. Okay, so we're looking at field 180. This is 5.5 hectares, $274,000, 19 acres. Right here. You know, it's not that wide. You know, you could, I mean, if you went and got the massive ideal 9 harvester, the biggest header in game, you could probably do this in 2 passes, right? A pass up and a pass down. But you probably have to unload the harvester 3 or 4 times on each pass. The field is still going. We might be halfway through the field. Field's so big, we got an access road cutting across the middle of it. And there we are. Like I said, that's just crazy. So there's the main farm. That's where we started at. This is where we loaded in at that area. And then our shop is right here. So around the side, we have our shop trigger and our maintenance, customized, sell, and repair icons. So our repair, trade, sell, and all that trigger is right about here where I am right now. Just go ahead and use a shop trigger. Get our Mahindra. Our equipment spawns over there. Not a big spawn area, given the way that it's spawned sideways. But again, you're not going to be bringing a big ideal 9 harvester and a giant header through these areas. Got a nice little campfire around back where people have been, well, having a little bit of snack, having a little drink. Nice little touch. And I think what we'll do is just go ahead and drive in a southerly direction and cover everything on this end of the map as best we can, of course. So across the street from the farm, or from the shop, we do have a playable farm. Got a little garage. Now, there are no other sleep triggers here on the map. Again, if you're going to be in multiplayer mode, then each farm can put their own sleep trigger down should they so wish. Oh, look, here's our plow. Like I said, we got stuff scattered everywhere. Now, you might be advised to reset everything in order to basically figure out where all of your stuff might be. Just check where we are. Okay, so we don't have, there's no chickens in this area, but we do have a chicken up the street a little bit. When we take this road, we're going to wrap down here to a water trigger. So here we have a water trigger that we can make use of. Really like this area. We got little walking boards over. Really cool little nugget of the map. We have a fuel trigger right here. Yeah, start filling. So a fuel trigger right here and on the other side of this particular building. You have the fuel trigger. Do be aware, fans of sunken trees. There are indeed sunken trees scattered around. Now things are so close together down here. Yeah, we got a little further down. We got our baler down here. Right. Yeah, so some things are so close together, it's hard to tell what is where, or you know, a little frame of reference as to how far you've got to drive until you get to the next thing. Like this one. That was actually one area over. So we have our farm silo here. We have our dump station right there. We have our fill pipe right there. Our chicken trigger is right here. We have our food trough. And I'll be honest, I did not buy chickens, feed them, and fast forward and try to figure out where all of the various egg spawn points are. My guess is eggs will maybe spawn in here. Maybe they'll spawn here. Really, I don't know where they'll spawn. Maybe they'll spawn over here somewhere. But you're going to find during this tour that there is some kind of interesting aspects. Things are sometimes not where they maybe think they should be or could be. We have another chicken, so here we have another one of our chicken areas. We've got our food trough. Our chicken buy trigger. Again, I'm not really 100% sure where the egg trigger is going to be at. We have our silo dump and fill pipe. These guys got a fly problem. Hey, look at this. Great. I mean, this is a 4X map. This guy has a ton of houses up and down this street. And he's taking time to make a little garden. This map is crazy. Now we'll move on down here, and we have... I'm going to just walk, because I would have thought there would have been an animal deliver trigger somewhere around here. Here we have just kind of free roam cow. We have a trigger here for water. Okay. But nowhere around here do I see a food trough. Nowhere around here do I see an animal buy trigger. Yeah, you think maybe there's one up here at the road, right? Well, let's pull up our F5, our famous F5, so we can see triggers. And, well, yeah, the only thing is right here. Nothing anywhere remotely close is right here. So this is why, one of the reasons why I bought the animals at the animal dealer, because I don't know. I haven't been able to find anywhere that there is a food trough trigger or that there is an animal buy trigger here for this particular cow area. We've got what looks like a water trough right here, or water, not a water trough, a water trigger to get some water from. Zoom around here. We got one of our harvesters down here, so that's what those triggers are. But nowhere do I see anywhere to feed this cow, or to put straw down for the cow, or to do anything else. And this is the... Where'd he go? Oh, now brown and white cow. So this is the brown and white cow. Let's go ahead and take a look at our animal needs. So here we have the brown and white cow. He's going to make milk. I haven't seen the milk trigger because we should have our automated milk sales machine. Let's put in X-ray vision. And do we see an automated milk sales machine anywhere? We're pretty far removed at this point. Like I said, I'm not seeing an animal milk trigger anywhere. Let's go across the street. We've got a horse area over there. Oh, okay. So is this it? Farm silo, a dump station. We got a random milk machine. This is the brown cow. Oh yeah, here we go. Brown and white. Okay, so this is interesting. So across the street. Across the street we have our water trough. Here we have our milk trigger. We have a farm silo. We have our animal buy point. And I would assume inside we have our food. Yeah, we have our food trigger and our straw trigger. So that is crazy. That is absolutely insane. I don't know. Good luck, average player, figuring that out. That's all I gotta say. I thought maybe somehow all the triggers were right here. And I was going to try to put straw in the Mahindra, put TMR in the Mahindra, and see if I could dump anything in there. I think we just figured it out through the objectivity of X-ray vision. So we also have the Fiat down here, another one of our trailers down here at this brown and white cow farm area. Here we have our horse area. We have a horse delivery point right here. We have our water trough, and then we have our food and straw trigger right there. Really nice horse area. I like how we've got it right here, kind of butted up against this little stream, little creek that runs across there. So there we have our slurry trigger. for those cows, and then we continue on kind of up the hill. We break into more of the map. So this is where some of the bigger fields are. And some of the real smaller fields are over there. There we have our biogas plant. Down here we have our bale, silage, pellet sell point. It's going to be over here. We've got our sell point there for hay straw, grass, silage, pellets, and whatnot. Here we have our egg sell point. We're going to sell our chicken eggs. Really interesting ambient sounds, like if I got up here close to that power pole, I was hearing some ambient noise. Oh, what's this? A really interesting monument. There we have the name of the map author. Around here we have a sell point for our root crops. Carrots, sugar beets, potatoes, and the like. And then we have our biogas plant. And then here at the biogas plant, we have our digestate trigger, which is right about right here. There were 2 silage bunkers, and of course we have our digester. Just go ahead and show that we do indeed have our silage triggers, 1 and 2. And then we've got some more sell points up along this road. So if we double back and then take this little offshoot, there's a little road over there. If we take that little road over there, this little clump, this little house and a clump of trees, there is a fuel trigger there. Here we have our milk sell point. Sell our milk. And as we saw in the fly around, we have our animal dealer up the road here a little bit. And I know I am probably passing multiple player farms. But, yeah. So like I said, there we have our animal dealer. And one of our grain sell point is right here. Now we're going to double back. We'll do that. We'll just drive first person as we double back. And then head up the other road and kind of pick up at the shop where we started at. And do our tour to the north. I have to say, this is a truly, I've said it before, it's a truly insane map. Just on the sheer scale of it. 329 fields. 11 playable farm options. We have 11 different animal pens. All of these farms, all of these animal pens, all up along this one single road. Means in a large multiplayer map, multiplayer server, where you can have up to 8 different unique farms, all here, kind of all on this same road. It'll be a very, very active, very lively multiplayer map. Right, so here we are back at the vehicle shop. Back at our bus station start point. Turn on in here to another possible player farm. And over here, we actually have our front mower. We have our chicken food trough. Chicken buy point. And my best guess is our eggs are going to spawn possibly inside of here or inside of here. It's my guess. I don't know. There's our front mower. Here we have our bulk lime point. Then this road is going to continue up and around to take us to that upper level field area. You see where that dumped us out at? here to our left, we have our start farm. We'll go up a little bit, and I believe we have a couple farms here side by side. We have our pipe out. Now, I have to say, I have seen this structure before on other maps. So we have our pipe out there. We have our pipe in here for our silo dump. We have a pig area. So here we have our water trough, and I bet you our porky pigs are in here somewhere. Oh my gosh, there's our porky pigs. Hi guys. So we do have our food trough here. We got a straw trigger down there. We got all kinds of stuff. So here we have all the triggers for that pig area. And then across the fence, we have yet a different player farm. Yeah, I have definitely seen this area before. We've got our silo dump. We have our silo fill pipe. Buildings. We have a gate here. There's our cedar. We've got another chicken area. Just trying to locate where the chicken buy point is, and I haven't found it. We have our slurry point for our pigs on this farm. Oh, and then, of course, we got 3 farms right side by side by side. Because we have another cow area right here. So our slurry point. Then we have our milk trigger. And then we have our cow area right there. So we have our buy point for our cows. We have a water trough, food trough, and straw trigger inside of here. And then, of course, we have our usable sheds. And so forth and such. Then we will continue on. Another chicken area up the hill here. We have another milk trigger, or sorry, pig trigger. Food trough and all the other stuff inside of here. For chicken buy point, we have our chicken food. You know, I don't really know where our eggs might spawn. I just didn't mess with feeding all those chickers. Got our cultivator up here. One of our tractors. We have our silo dump and fill point. got one more fuel up here, so another possible player farm there, several sell points, and then that is going to do us. But man, this map is insane. Wowzers, really? We were one farm building over too far. So here we have that fuel trigger. We have our wool sell point or spinnery right there. Oh, here we have a nice kind of look at the custom plow texture. As the description said, there are custom crop and ground textures. Oh, here we have a little bit of a soccer field. I'm just trying to figure out where the next sell point is. Oh, up here we have a sawmill. And here we have our log sell point. Probably our wood chip sell point. This is how we should have properly come in. No doubt a little bit of a soccer, football field, whatever you want to call it. And then our last grain sell point, or second and last grain sell point, is all the way up here on this side of the map. Wow. So guys, that is going to be it. That is Eastern. A massive 4x Eastern European map. Set up perfectly for multiplayer, multi-fruit, precision farming ready, MAIZE Plus ready, seasons ready. What else could you ask for? So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this map, Eastern? Do you agree with me that this map is absolutely insane? You think this would make a great multiplayer map? Here we have the long road drag, all of those playable farms off in the distance, all those playable fields off in the distance. And until next time, happy farming.